So day 4 of vlog, if you like, with this car, with the Honda E. I missed out day 3, didn't really do much yesterday. So day 3 and 4. And this car, you know, gets a bit of attention. Certainly school kids seem to love it. They've been taking pictures and stuff of the car with their phones and all that. And you can hear them as they walk past. Oh, look at the cameras, all that sort of stuff going on. So I thought it'd be interesting to get a perspective from other people about the car. So I'm going to meet up with a couple of mates today, and just to see, you know, what they make of it and what their take is on the car. So this should be quite interesting. So yeah, something a little bit different today. See how we get on with this. So in this vlog today with this car, I thought what I'd do is get my mates involved and see what they think of the car. And I'm with Darren, and I'm not going to pronounce his surname, so I'll let you do that, because I'll probably get it wrong.
It's Darren Rangasamy.
That's the one. I knew it. And people can find you where?
They can find me at Really Loud Cars.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, yes.
Amazing pictures, check them out. And in fact, you've just shot this car as well.
I certainly have to.
We should be seeing some really, really cool pictures of this soon as well on there. So this is the first time that you have seen the car before, but this is the first time you sort of got to spend a little time with it, and you managed to have a look at some of the features that we've got on here. What did you think of the Honda E?
My first impressions, I'm trying to get my brain to reprogram to the fact I'm sitting inside a car, basically, because I'm looking at, you know, there's some graphics and visuals. It's all digital based, basically, and I'm so used to sitting in analog cars.
Yeah.
So, you know, the mirrors are the first thing I notice. Really, really odd, because obviously my eyes are drawn to look outside the window, but they're inside the car. I've had little experience with electric cars. I'm mostly a retro sort of classic car guy. The road noise.
You got your belt on?
I've got my belt on. Yeah.
Why is it confused?
Maybe the boot.
Oh, I see. It's detecting the bag in the back seat. See if I can move that.
I've got a heavy camera bag.
Ah, right. Let's move it there. That should do it. Yeah, hopefully that's. Anyway, it's quietened down. So yeah, you say that. Also, this is also digital. I keep it on normal. I keep it because I want at least one glass mirror in this car. Because it's something that I've been struggling with. Because I like to when I look at stuff through a monitor, it's not real to me, and I want to have a real image of what's going on around me. So this is something that's been a real culture shock for me as well, and I'm really trying to get used to using these mirrors.
It's having that connection with the outside world, basically.
Exactly,
isn't it?
exactly. So this is a wheel at each corner, rear wheel drive, but you know, it does accelerate if you want it to, but it's not something that, I don't know, what do you feel? Do you feel that it's a sporty car?
The suspension's very firm.
Yeah.
It's not such a bad thing in a car like this. I don't know whether it's going to be, if you're driving around cities with, you know, bumpy roads, I think it might start becoming a bit of a problem. Maybe if you can adjust the suspension settings to something a little softer, it might help a little bit.
Yeah. There's no settings that you can do on this car.
There's nothing at all.
To be honest, I haven't found it to be a problem, because I've only been driving it around London, northwest London. I haven't really found it to be a problem. But I see. I think it kind of. I think you get like you can sense some bump thump now, but I think you kind of get used to it, and it's not intrusive. It's not jarring. It's not something that, you know, is at the back of my mind. But the fact that it feels planted and solid, like you felt over there,
exactly,
I think probably compensates for it.
I think there's an element of sportiness in there. If you wanted to take it around a hairpin, I think you'd be quite comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Around the gyratory system, I'm not so sure. I mean, the materials, the quality on here is absolutely top notch. You know, there's a real kind of quality of plastics that are absolutely spot on. I mean, everything's really beautifully designed as well. The quality of the visuals, and there's a lot of ergonomics have gone into this. You know, and it's all very, very familiar looking. If you've got a smartphone, you're going to be very, very familiar with this kind of layout. I'm finding, I don't know, you know, if you're driving along, you're going to have to stretch to change, you know, your Bluetooth audio buttons potentially.
To be honest, like, I think that's more designed for the passenger. I think everything that I need, I've got between the controls and the steering wheel and the controls over here.
That makes sense.
Everything that I need, I've got here, and I think that's probably like the aquarium button is over that side.
Yeah.
Understandably, you're not supposed to operate the aquarium when you're driving, so they put it over there.
I see you've got 77 miles of range on there. Are you anxious?
Not yet, not yet, but I will be getting anxious soon, because I don't know if you saw my previous vlog, and I finally managed to figure out how to charge it, and I got it up to 97%. That 97% didn't last very long. It's only been like less than 2 days. This is day 4 of this vlog. I missed out the day 3. We didn't produce anything. Nothing much happened. And we're down to 70% already.
And it's not a warm day, so I mean, if you want to be putting the heating on, obviously that's going to go right down, isn't it?
So if I put this onto EV now, you can see over there what it's doing. If I turn the heating on, then you'll see the range. The heating is on. No, it's on now. So 60 miles is now the range. Yeah.
Lost a fair amount there.
Yeah. So you can. Yeah. So actually, it tells you. It tells you that if you turn it off, you can add 17 miles. So it actually tells you that. Interestingly, somebody on YouTube I've been having a conversation with, he actually runs one of these, and he was telling me that he normally just uses the heated steering wheel and the heated seats, which admittedly are quite nice, but he avoids using the heating. I'm like, that's no way to live in a car, is it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, the seats are actually quite nice. I like them. They're quite firm. They've got good support, reasonably good support. I'm quite tall as well, so no problems with headroom. Plenty of legroom as well. I like it's quite airy for a small car. I don't feel like I'm crammed in. Like, you know, sometimes I drive a Fiat Panda and I feel like I'm in a box, but it still has that element of airiness because it has lots of glass area.
The glass roof helps,
and the glass roof definitely helps. I think it's an underrated thing in modern cars. I think more cars should have them. It's a nice place to be. I mean, it's a Honda at the end of the day, isn't it? So you know, you're not going to complain too much. I'm looking at your kind of speedometer on there. And I'm looking at all. There's a lot of information. It's just a little too small for me to focus on as well.
It's again, it's something that you get used to. I know what you mean. It was overwhelming. The whole thing is overwhelming when you first get into it. 3-4 days in now, I'm quite used to the information, how it's laid out, and what it's telling me. There are a few things I'm still like. I normally drive it on the one pedal. So if I press that, I can now use it on the one pedal. So actually, if I take my foot off, it will come to a halt. And what I realized that these paddles here are not gear paddles. They're to adjust the level of regen that gives you. So I can adjust the level of braking. So if I lift off now, not so much. If I hit this paddle, you'll feel it slows down a lot more.
That's quite clever, isn't it? Yeah. And what's the sound system like? Is it any?
Sound system is very good. I haven't really turned it up full, but
your Chestercov soft roadblock knows how they with me.
But it's it's pretty substantial. I mean, the car is very well equipped, and it comes with a lot. It's got active cruise control and everything, heated seats, all that. So it's very well equipped. It's not cheap though. This is the advanced version, which is the more powerful one, and it's 29,160. But you can get the other one for 27,160. And I don't think it's for the 13 kilowatts of extra power. I'm not sure that it's necessarily worth paying the extra money. But I don't know what the spec level is. But having said that, it's $2,000 in it. So if you're going to go for it, you might as well go for the whole thing.
So the burning question is it a buy?
Okay, so I think that driving in Northwest London does make sense. Yeah. Because I'm not doing. I mean, I've done in 4 days. And I haven't been outside of my area, 41 miles. School runs, shopping, etc., errands and stuff. My only problem is that I don't have a drive. I live in an apartment. I don't have a drive. Yeah. I don't have a charging facility. If I had a charging facility and I only did this level of mileage, then yes. As it stands, having the experience of my second vlog, if you saw on this car, sitting outside a Shell petrol station for an hour.
No.
Didn't enjoy that.
No, it's never the best of experiences. It's the best at times, is it? Even with a combustion engine.
What about you? I mean, this was more about what do my mates think of it. So, what's your verdict on this car?
First impressions are always positive. I think. I mean, the styling. I'm into my aesthetics. I like the fact that it's slightly different. The fact that when we just took the car for a little drive just a moment ago, people are looking at the car. Yeah. I think it's always a good sign. I live in the country, but it's not proper countryside, so if I needed to get the car charged up, it wouldn't be an issue, but it would be playing at the back of my mind constantly. That's my only worry about electric cars. Everything else about it I like. It's a Honda for a start, so you're halfway there. You've got the quality, you've got the reliability, you've got something that's obviously quite good for the environment as well. It's comfortable. I know my other half would love this car. I mean, it's going to appeal to female demographics almost certainly, without any doubt at all. The colour, even the colour, I think suits the car perfectly.
It's got to be in a bright colour.
It's got to, yeah. We were talking about this earlier on, of talking about how cars, lend themselves to certain colours, and the Honda definitely lends itself to bright colours. It needs it. It highlights the details. I mean, I couldn't possibly think about spending that sort of money on a brand new car, simply because, you know, I just don't.
Yeah.
But had, you know, in years to come, probably in about 5 years' time, prices will come down, no doubt about it, and it will be a serious contender, only because it's a Honda.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, day-to-day living, I'd have to experience it first, get my head around this kind of visual, you know, because it's still, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm distracted.
It's quite overwhelming, isn't it? Person's connection.
I think when I'm driving the car, I will be too distracted by this, especially at night. I'm presumably there's a dimmer on there as well. So, you know, what I really want to see at night is the main controls, and even the mirrors inside the car. It's going to take some use to.
I mean, I normally drive it with just the EV showing, so then I don't have the wallpaper, so it darkens out. But you can swap the wallpaper out for anything you want.
You can do. So what I might do, I might upload an image of the starry night or something like that. You know, just something a little bit more kind of, little less intrusive. But
I'd upload an image of a Dodge Demon doing a burnout. As the complete antithesis to this car.
This is what you could have won. I think that, because there's absolutely no doubt about it. You have to reprogram your brain to get used to the kind of whole electric car ethic. There's no doubt about it. And Honda have gone one step further by introducing these brand new elements. It's So, for example, you know, we've all got smartphones, and it took us a little bit of time, but we all use our thumbs now.
Yeah.
There was no other uses for thumbs apart from hitchhiking. So the brain has the ability to reprogram themselves and recondition itself. So it will take time. You know, this is a Christmas Day present, basically, isn't it? You open up the package, you think, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure by Boxing Day I don't think I'll get bored of it by Boxing Day.
Yeah.
I might get used to it.
Final question. What do you think of the nostalgia aspect of this car?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
You can see the connection, right, between this and the Mark 1 Civic.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there's, you know, the shape of the vents, the use of the wood, even the sort of like the tiny little gaps that you used to get in Japanese cars. You know, whether it was intentional or not, but there's definitely a correlation between the Mark 1 Civic and this car. There's absolutely, you know, there's a lot to be said about that design ethic they've gone into, and Honda are very, very good at that, relating to their past. They're proud of their past. And they've done a really good job on this. The styling outside, there's correlation as well with the old sort of the cities and the Civics and the Jazzes of the past. So I think this car will do well. There's a few question marks, I think, over its range, as you can testify. But what electric car doesn't have a question mark on it at the moment?
Tell me about it. Yeah.
So
cool. There you go. Thanks very much. That's your opinion of it. So there you go. There's another opinion of the car. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some more stuff with the car, and of course a full review will be coming as well on this car. And your stuff they'll be able to find on your Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. It's all classic car stuff. So if you fancy a little bit of nostalgia, you know, a bit of British Leyland or Ford or Vauxhall or Datsuns, have a look and have some fun on there.
Really loud cars. That's where you find them. I'll put the link below. All right. Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Now I'm with my mate Reza. Say hello, Reza Adil.
Hello.
Where can people find you? What's your Instagram that you're doing at the moment?
My Instagram is alizard with an E on the end .cigars, because I'm in the cigar business only out of passion. Hang on. And we've got a bit of a selfie going on there. Now, excuse me.
I'm smiling for the selfie, but it's a bit redundant because we're wearing masks.
And then the glasses are steaming up.
And the glasses.
But I have to say, after having watched 2 or 3 of your vlogs on this, straight away, your major complaint was the rear view mirrors.
Yeah. And
as a passenger, they're remarkably entertaining.
Yeah. And there's this one as well.
Oh dear, but no, if you turn it this way so I can enjoy it.
No, I need it.
So this is not inverted.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take you for a little drive to see what you think of it, and just tell the camera what you make, because you are actually in the market for a small runabout, aren't you? And you were thinking, because this is for your mum, I think, and she doesn't do many miles, so
well,
you're
there
thinking
you go.
That maybe with electric car might be a good choice.
She does about 50 miles in a week, okay? Now 50 miles in a week, you can walk 50 miles in a week. But yeah, for someone who's on very low mileage and who lives in central London, and I guess how many miles are you getting out of this on a full charge, roughly?
Oh man, that's a bone of contention at the moment. So So it's on 67% charge at the moment.
Where can I see that?
So right here. So this is on 67%
My
here.
God, the screen is huge. I mean, all I have is it's like being on the Enterprise, the Starship Enterprise.
Do you find and also this is a question that maybe we should have asked your
Steaming
mum.
up, yeah.
Would she find this overwhelming?
No, I
To
think
get
she's-
into
oh,
this and
no,
with this- all
no,
this-
no,
this massive
no,
screen.
no, no. This is like a
Because
big.
I find it overwhelming.
Actually, as a passenger, I've actually got something to look at other than the traffic.
Yeah.
And I like this sweeping display. I didn't know what I would make of it, but it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. Even the fake wood is lovely. Is it fake wood? Or is it
I
real
think
wood?
it's real wood. And this harks back to the original Mark I Civic, which had a wooden dashboard. Vents were in this shape, and there was an underhanging pod here. So, and with the smaller boss steering wheel and 2-spoke, this is all supposed to be quite nostalgic, but futuristic at the same
Do you know
time.
what? I had my finger in the air just now. You may know that quite unreasonably, I hate Japanese cars.
You know what? I'm going to do a cheeky U-turn because this traffic light is taking too long.
But
isn't it?
this one has instantly got me smiling underneath this.
Yeah. Why? Why
It's
has it got me
just
smiling?
so wait. It's just so ridiculously quirky. I actually feel like I'm sitting in Apple Mac. In an Apple Mac
No,
with
you see
wheels.
what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? This is why I'm old
Look at that,
school.
look at all
Because
that.
you've got all these
You've got
cameras.
every angle
and
covered.
yet I'm still turning around and looking over my shoulder
And
because I can't
every
help
single
myself.
person driving by is looking at the colour of this car and wondering when you knocked off the rear view mirrors. You've been through a width restriction a bit too quickly,
Yeah.
and they're wondering what a rubbish driver.
But if there were school kids, they'd be going camera, camera, camera because they all know it. They
It's
know
an
it straight
Instagram
away.
moment. Look at
Yeah.
this. Look at this. Even the guy. There he goes. There he is. This car has got more appeal than a Lamborghini right now.
Yeah.
Lamborghinis are two a penny in this city. This thing is unique.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right, and I think that particularly I've been doing the school run as I mentioned earlier, and
Interesting,
seeing the reaction of kids to this car. I don't think a supercar would get that reaction.
You're getting it out of me right now. I'm enjoying this tremendously, and I don't like Japanese cars. I think of them as tinny, not as well engineered as perhaps European cars. And we had a discussion about that.
Yeah.
You said that I'm really biased based on all the programming I've had in the late 70s and early
Yes,
80s.
yes.
And I totally get that, actually. I totally understand. But I have to say, this thing is just, this is not false.
Now let me show you the one pedal action. So, now I put it onto one pedal. I do not need to use the brake. I can just lift off the accelerator and the car will come to a complete halt.
I was leaning forward to look back and I just
You can't
realized
do
I
that.
didn't need to.
You can't do that, but you can't do that because also you can't change the angle of what you're perceiving by moving your head because it's a fixed image
Yeah, no,
in the
no,
camera.
no,
Yeah.
that was muscle memory.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was me. That was
Yeah.
me wondering what's going on behind me. I don't need to do anything anymore. I don't need to move my head.
Yeah.
How smart is that? And I've got a Zen Garden display in front of me,
Yeah.
which adds to my overall feeling of
And I
comfort.
can't show you at the moment, but when we stop, I'll show you. There's an aquarium as well, and you can feed the fish.
Get lost. You can feed the fish.
You know what? I'll do that right now. Let me pull over here. And
I'm
you don't-
links.
You don't believe me? Let me show you. Right.
Feed the
Okay.
fish. What do you mean
Right.
feed the
So
fish?
you can't do it on the move. You see. So it takes a while for the fish to wake up. There they are.
Oh, they are.
And if you do that.
Oh, this is outrageous. This is just outrageous. This is brilliant. I mean, like, this is just. I don't know what. Have I turned into a child again? I'm just enjoying this so much. This is just a.
So
I have to say.
So do you think that this is bringing out this car brings out the child? in
It's
you? Is
bringing
that-
the happiness out of me, you know.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
I don't know if it's designed to do that, but that's what it's making me do. I just feel happy sitting in this car. I don't care how fast you're going. I don't care if you've got a smile on your face going around the corner sideways. It's lovely. And you know, tomorrow's event is going to be a downer compared to this one.
Oh, you're getting a new car, aren't you?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
you're gonna do that as an Easter egg.
We'll
I
talk
guess.
about that another time. Yeah. But going back to the proposition of this being, you know, on the short list or of consideration to your mum, for example, where would you place this? Is this something you think that she would think about?
It's really hard to get inside my mother's brain. I have difficulty getting inside my own brain. I'm trying to work.
See, if you look at it practicality, because you told me, which I was astonished by, that your mum basically is doing what 2,000 miles a year.
No, 1,200 miles a year.
Oh my goodness! So
She's had a car for 2.5 years. It's got 2,500 miles on it.
Get a load of this, look.
Bloody hell!
Electric torque, baby.
Have AMG been working their way on this one?
And that wasn't even in sports mode.
You know, this is.
Okay, this is sports mode.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! My goodness. Okay.
So going back to that conversation, the range anxiety thing that I have with this car would not be an issue for your mother because she does such few miles.
No, she'd get anxious at 80 miles. She needs to have 100% top up all the time.
Ah, interesting.
But this car, I think, may have priced itself out of her brain. This is the problem. You saying this one is about 20.
This particular car is the advanced version. This is 29,160, but you can get the other one for 27,160.
So my mother's current car is a Toyota Aygo, as you know. It's about 16, 17k, I would have thought. New car. Now that car suits her absolutely all day long, price. She doesn't need that much mileage, so there's a little car parked there if she needs it. Now this would be a no-brainer if it was priced equivalently. I think it would just be a no-brainer.
So one of the things I find with this, so now you can see once I take the one pedal thing off, it starts to flow a bit more. I find it at lower speeds, I find it maneuvering with the one pedal a bit difficult, but in traffic the one pedal thing works fantastic. And I can actually alter the amount of regen that I do with the one pedal through these paddle shifts. Because you're thinking, why has it got paddle shifts when it hasn't got gears? What do you make of all the interior, the design and everything?
Love it, absolutely love it. I don't know why I do, I just do. It doesn't feel like a Japanese car. It feels like, I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels.
So I just want to put this into context for people. I mean, you are somebody that's had a series of AMG Mercedes. And you're sitting in this car, and I've never seen you so excited about a car. So enthused by it.
Well, the last time I got excited about a car was that Aston Martin Victor.
Yeah.
But I have never been in an all-electric car.
There you go.
That's point number one.
How did it feel?
It's bloody amazing. Because it's got all the power. I guess anyone who sits in an all-electric car, I've seen, Teslas accelerating and things like that. But the thing I like about this car, instantly, is it, for me, it's put an instant smile on my face. I think it's not just one thing. It's a combination of these materials, the look. It feels, to be honest, it feels really solid.
Yeah. Well, it's a Honda.
It genuinely feels like I'm sitting in a Mac store, in an Apple Mac store, with this kind of wooden, sort of nicely laid out control panel, all the screens, beautiful. I think they're really beautifully arranged.
Yeah.
I haven't got a problem with all these. Lovely. I'm really happy about the rear view mirrors, as much as you don't like them. As a passenger, they're fantastic. The seats are really comfortable. I love even the material I like on the seats. I like the fact that everything is coordinated a bit like a living room. Yeah. The rear space, so what? Yeah. You're not gonna go 100 miles on this anyway. No. So they've I think what they've done is they said, right, you're gonna spend maybe 20 to 30 minutes in this car at any particular stretch.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, they say that the typical commute for people in cities is about 23 miles. So with a theoretical range of 100 miles, and then I think the latest model is 130 about miles, you've got plenty of mileage there, but they're not expecting you to drive this car very far or very long. And for that, it's just lovely. And by the way, earlier on we saw you do a bit of a three-point turn in the middle of a relatively busy suburban road. Easy. You had about 18 different feedback cameras telling you what you've got. That's right, yeah. And a tight turning circle, because it's rear-wheel drive, so the front wheels have a better turning angle on them. So it's got one of the tightest turning circles of small cars. In conclusion, this car is exactly the car my mother should have. It just prices itself out. Yeah. That's the only thing. Because for the older driver, or even for a younger driver, it's just got everything to help you around. Yeah. But it's still too expensive, I think. I don't know if it's too expensive for what it is, but in terms of its market, I think it might be too expensive. You might get, the sort of the higher end London, central London resident, wanting this because it looks quite quaint and this, that, and the other. Trendy. It is trendy. I have to say, it's very Angel. I love it. You can park it outside a cafe in Angel. I absolutely take it down the brick lane. And I wouldn't mind having it even in this colour, because the colour says
I'm different.
It's got to be bright colours. This.
It's even the interior could go brighter, but I think they've done everything tastefully. I'm really, really happy and impressed by this. Everything. There's not apart from the price, I can't criticise this car. Even the look at this control panel, it's just simple.
There you go.
Not overly complex.
I think that's a good place to end with. There you go. Cool. So that's what my mates thought. So this vlog, I thought I'd see what my mates thought. We've spoken to 2 guys now. This is what they thought. By the way, just remind people again.
People are taking photos as they're going past. This is just
that's what happens.
Just one of those things.
That is why you wouldn't even get that in a Lamborghini.
Before getting in this car, I've taken about 6 photos and 2 videos.
Remind people where they can find you again.
Alizarde, ALIZARDE.cigars on Instagram, and that's the only place. I'll be launching my cigar brand in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Stay tuned. I'll put the links
if
below
you
and
smoke-
everything like that. If you smoke, I don't, but if you do, there you go. Anyway, so there you go. So that's what my mates thought of the car. Stay tuned. More vlogs probably to come. I think I will do 1 more on this car, and then of course I'll be doing a full review as well. Keep following all my channels, all the hashtags, Brown Car Guy and all the rest of it, and of course browncarguy.com. Subscribe to this channel, share, comment, like. Also support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Shazad. Guess who is supporting me on Patreon? Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Has that rash cleared up?